Hey guys, ViscosColm24 here, bringing you a real quick redstone video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build tutorials for these two doors here. They are my small 4x4 and 3x3 full flush cave doors. So as you can see here, the corners of the cave doors are pushed out so that if you wanted to, you could have a wall right at this level, and your door would become, sort of flush with the wall. And yeah, I was really trying my hardest with these things to keep them compact and have a nice animation. So, as you can see here, this is synchronized, and same with this one over here. I tried to keep them both in sync, and they're relatively small. The 4x4, let me quickly break out these blocks here, is 8 wide, 11 tall, and 2 deep, so it has a volume of 176 blocks, and the 3x3 is 7 wide, 9 tall, and 2 deep, so it has a volume of 126 blocks. I'm very proud with both of them, but as you can probably tell, they aren't exactly on the cheap side. I had to sacrifice cheapness a bit to get this size, but I'm still pretty happy with them, and that's why I'm going to be giving you tutorials for them. So yeah, I guess without further ado, let's get into the tutorials. So now, starting with the 4x4, you're going to want to build up at least one from the ground, but I'm going to go 2, just so there's a block of airspace underneath the door. Then put in your 2 double piston extenders, like so. You can break out your temporary blocks. Then put 4 pistons, all facing up, right in front of the double piston extenders, like so. Then you can put blocks on all of their faces. Go right underneath, put a block right there, piston facing in with obsidian in front of it, or just any solid immovable block. Then put a block right there. Now this is your input block right there. Put 4 redstone torches, and then 2 blocks. You should see all of those pistons activate. You should turn it off for now. Now put obsidian, piston facing into those obsidian blocks, just like so. Then torch, block, and then you can do the same on the other side. And then you can also put blocks, and then dust, just like so. So now when you flick your lever, you should see those torches activate. Now go over here, put a sticky piston facing up with a block of redstone on its face, and then you're going to want to now finish off your flooring, but then also put sticky piston right there, build up 2, and then put another sticky piston right there. And you can put in your observers right now, put an observer facing out like that, and then an observer facing down right there. Put a sticky piston facing forwards there, and then you can fill in the rest of your wall with blocks of choice. There you go. And now on to the first entity trick of this door. You're going to need to get out some rails and 3 mine carts and a armor stand. Start off by putting a rail there, minecart on top of it, and then break out the rail. Place a block, rail, minecart, then break out the block, rail, minecart, break out the block again, then place an armor stand right there. Now you can activate this piston real quick, just to sort of drag down that 1 minecart there. Build 2 to the back of that observer, and then you need to push sticky pistons in right there. Once you've done that, you can get out a pressure plate. Can be stone, wood, whatever you like, but it needs to be right there. Now when you flick your lever, you should see that all of those pistons will activate there, all 4 of those. And when you flick it again, you'll see a little animation go like that. Now to finish off your double piston extender here, you're going to want to first put in 2 observers, just like so. Observer facing up there, 4 tick repeater coming out from that block, and then another observer right there. Then a 1 tick repeater. Then you're going to want to mirror this to the other side, so 2 observers, 4 tick repeater right there, observer facing up and in, and then a repeater on that block, on top of that observer. And then you're also going to want to put an observer there and there. So now when you flick your lever, you should see that you have your first corner and some of the top or side done, as well as your double piston extenders. And then when you flick it again, you can see everything retracts and gets pulled into the wall. Now you're going to want to mirror this over to the other side, so you can start with your sticky piston facing up with a redstone block on its face, then sticky piston there, another sticky piston 2 blocks above it, observer facing out and then down, and then you can fill in the rest of your wall. Get out your rails, minecarts, and armor stand again. Put down a rail, minecart, and then break the rail. Block, rail, minecart, break it out. Block, rail, minecart, break it out. Then your armor stand. And then you can put, or just activate that piston real quick, just to pull down that minecart. 2 blocks back, and then push your 2 sticky pistons in once more. And then you can get out your pressure plate and put it right there. So now when you flick your lever again, you can see that all that'll happen. And actually going to need to break those out. Turn the lever off. Put sticky pistons facing out, just there and there. So now when you see, you'll see your 2 corners go. And now onto the top. So first you're going to want to build in your ceiling. Build 2 blocks up right there. Then have your 2 double piston extenders facing down there. Then put 4 sticky pistons, just like so. Put a sticky piston facing up right there with a redstone block on its face. Block, 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 and then you can also do the same thing on the other side. Sticky piston facing up with a redstone block on its face. Then put a 1-tick repeater there and a 4-tick repeater there, and then dust in between those 2 blocks. Now go over to this side, get a dropper, dispenser. It has to be either a dropper or a dispenser. Put it there. Observer facing down into that piston, and do the same thing on this side. So dropper or dispenser facing down, or facing, just there, and then the observer facing down. Put block there, 2-tick repeater, dust, and then dust on top of that dispenser or dropper. Block, 2-tick repeater, dust, and then dust on top of the dispenser or dropper right there. Now you can take an observer, put it there, running into a block, and then do the same thing on the other side. And believe it or not, when you flick your lever again, you can see your entire 4x4 is done. Now the whole idea behind making this 4x4 full flush was to save on space. I was able to cut a block off the front of the door. Now of course the price increased dramatically the way that I did it, but this can be used to help make smaller ones. So this might be able to fit in better into your base depending on how much space you have. So now for the 3x3, again, you're going to want to build up at least 1 off the ground, but again I'm going to do 2 just so we have a block of space under the door. Then place 3 sticky pistons facing up right there, blocks on their faces, and then you can break out the temporary blocks. Now you're going to need to put a redstone lamp right there, and it has to be a redstone lamp. Observer coming out, observers observing that redstone lamp, one on both sides, and then the lamp is your input block. Go to the back, have a torch on the back of that lamp. 2 pistons facing up on either side of it, then torch there and there. 2 blocks with dust on that one. Same thing for the other side. And now put sticky pistons facing up, there and there, and then put redstone blocks on their faces. Now you're going to want to put a temporary block right there, so you can put in a normal piston facing up, and a sticky piston facing in. Put a sticky piston on the face of that sticky piston facing towards the front of the door. You can fill in your floor here as well, and then put a block in front of it there. 2 more blocks, sticky piston, block, and then you can place a sticky piston right there as well. Now you're going to need to get out your armor stand, put it there, build out blocks like so, and then push a sticky piston into the armor stand like this. And then on top of that sticky piston, put a pressure plate. And so now, when you give your lever a flick, oh, almost forgot, you need to put a repeater right there. So now when you give your lever a flick, you can see that you have your first corner extend and the wall there. And when you flick it again, you can see that that will happen. Now to get this piston to retract, you just need to put an observer facing down right there. So we can give this another test. There we are. So now, you're going to want to do the same thing on the other side. Start with your temporary block. Normal piston facing up. Sticky piston facing in. Sticky piston facing to the front in front of that one. Block, 2 more blocks, sticky piston and a block. Then place your sticky piston there. Then your observer coming down from it. Now put your armor stand right there. And then push a sticky piston into the armor stand once more. pressure plate. And now, once you put in your repeater, you flick your lever, you should see that both corners are now in. And both sides all close. Now, to start off your top, you're going to want to build in your floor. Put in your double piston extender. And then 3 pistons facing down, just like so. And now you're going to want to put a sticky piston facing up with a redstone block on its face right here. Block, block, 1 tick repeater, block, block, 4 tick repeater, and then a sticky piston facing up right there with a redstone block on its face as well. Put dust in between those 2 blocks. Now go over here, place a block there. Then you can also get out your dropper or dispenser, place it right there. Observer facing down. Then put dust on top of this dropper or dispenser, 2 tick repeater, and then dust. Do the same thing on the other side, dust, block, 2 tick repeater, dropper or dispenser, observer facing down, and then dust on top of that. Now this next part, you can either cut down on the size or give up the synchronized animation. So for the final retraction of this, you have a few choices. You can either do this, which will get the retraction in, but make it so that the opening animation is no longer synchronized. Or you can just have another one on the other side, and the opening animation will remain synchronized, but it'll up the price by a little bit. I'll leave that up to you. But yeah, that's just about it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this real quick tutorial video, bringing you my 2 full flush small cave doors. Seeing as I had made such larger cave doors full flush, but you know, never really got around to making either of these cave doors, I decided to finally get to that and also make a tutorial for it. So I hope you all enjoyed this real quick tutorial yet again. I'm ViscosFilm24, and we'll see you next time.